Hi folks, how you doing? RussellTrueResults303.com. Check out the website, link in the description box, Mind, Body, Spirit, Fitness. Put in the Healing Back in Health. Once again, don't forget to check out the website. Sign up for the free newsletter, get your free downloads, Setting Goals, Fitness, and Nutrition. Follow on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Google+. The podcast is out there, iTunes, SoundCloud. All those links are down below as well. Coming at you today with a video on how we Catholics can change the world. How can we truly change the world? How can we make a difference in the society? And it's going to be difficult, especially when we fall victim to sin over and over again, right? So the first thing would be you got to go to confession. The change is going to have to start with you, with me. I struggle daily with these things as well. I've always told people when I discuss this, is I think that's the beauty of Catholicism. It is that they expect holiness. They expect nothing but the best from you, right? So I think that's the beauty of Catholicism. And I think if you continue to do your research, you will understand that a lot of the teachings, not a lot, all the teachings, in my opinion, are correct. Like I said, am I perfect? Do I follow them to a T? No, I struggle myself. But to me, everything is valid, right? But what can we do? We all know the world runs on money, right? This is the power of a dollar. The dollar, money rules the world. So I think this is what we need to start learning, and we need to start understanding. And I think we're seeing it a lot here in America, and it's really good with the election, right? With Nordstrom's just dropped, whatever Trump's daughter's name is, her clothing line, right? Ivanka, I think that's her. I don't know if that's him or the wife, whatever. But right, they just dropped her clothing line. I mean, whatever. Hey, if the corporations want to get caught up in politics, that's their business. Maybe it's going to hurt them. Maybe it's not going to. I think the Grammys or whatever it is just finished up yesterday. And it was that girl. I just had to look her up because I just saw it when I got on Facebook this morning. It was like Joy Villa or something like that, right? She wore that big Trump dress. Excuse me, right? She wore that Trump dress. Now all of a sudden they said her album she put out like 4 or 5 years ago is the #1 seller, right? So money rules the world. As long as you stick up and stand for your beliefs, like-minded people are going to see. Now, once again, it's not trying to push my beliefs upon somebody, but it's just living my life, right? I made a video called Why I Would Never Be a Christian. And I think the thing is we've got to understand that if you are going down this road of Catholicism, Christianity, spirituality, whatever it is, and there's no true change going on in your life, why is anybody going to want to follow that path that you're trying to set, right? If I'm trying to do those things and I start talking to people about it, but the people around me see me as being the same old person, the person I've always been, then what and why are they going to want to follow? Because it's really done it hasn't had a change in my life. It hasn't changed me in a positive way. Right? Why are we going to go to church and donate money and do all these things? Why is someone else going to want to do that if they see you just still being you? Still out partying, still out doing these things. And we'll have relapses. Like I said, we're going to fall back into those old ways. I've done it myself. But once again, we always need to be striving for something better. But with that right there, it's the power of a dollar. Corporations rule everything, unfortunately, right, with the crony capitalism, if that's what we want to call it. But once again, where are your dollars going? If you search online right now, you can type up companies that support Planned Parenthood, companies that support euthanasia, companies that support whatever cause that we Catholics believe strongly in. And they're against those. And if they are, those are corporations that we should not be supporting. Right? So in some way, shape, or form, we've got to figure out ways to do those things. And I think that's something very simple. And I hate to say it, that means most likely we shouldn't be going to Starbucks, because Starbucks is one of the big supporters. I don't go to Starbucks anyways. I have a tendency to go to Walmart. I think Walmart's on that list. Coca-Cola. I mean, when you look at the list, sometimes there's no way around it because the list is so great. But once again, you just got to make sure that we are doing our best. And I just joined this Young Catholic Professionals. If you're here in the States, there might be a chapter near you, so check that out. But our president, she said she was talking to a priest, I think it was, and that's what he said. He was like, man, the kids nowadays, y'all are just like super over the top. And he was talking about the same thing, not wanting to support these corporations and trying to put our money to better use, and supporting companies that don't go against our beliefs. And he's like, that just seems a little way too extreme. But you know what? I think that's a positive way of being an extreme Catholic, right? Versus like if you want to go into the, what are they, the extremists, Muslims, whatever, radical Islam, things like that. We want to be radical Catholics, but we want to be radical for the things that we believe in that sense. Where's our dollars going? What causes are we supporting? It's like I hate to say it when we talk about these March of Dimes and whatever all these other organizations are. A lot of the times these organizations, and I think when I was looking at it like 2 weeks ago, March of Dimes does give money to Planned Parenthood. So we as Catholics are trying to do something good, and we want to go to their volleyball tournaments and all these different things. But some of that money is most likely going to those foundations anyways, right? So we don't want to be supporting those causes. And to tell you the truth, I think I heard somewhere, I don't know if it was probably a conspiracy video I was watching, but the reason why it's called the March of Dimes is because for every dollar, only a dime goes to the cause. You should probably try and look that up. I'm pretty sure I heard that when I was studying it, looking into some of these different organizations and causes and things like that. So once again, where is that money actually going? And once again, I've always said, I think that's the beauty of Catholicism, is to where, the church wants you to expand out and evangelize and do these things. And the beauty of it is they want you to do it on your own. It's not like these non-denominationals where they're throwing the parties and they're taking all the money. For them, that's their job. That pastor's making $150,000, $200,000 a year after he's thrown his parties and done everything just because, people like going to his church. The average priest in America anyway makes like $35,000. Yes, we give him a house to live in while he is, the priest of the parish, but he's usually only making $30,000 a year. Versus these non-denominationals, that is their job. Their job is to make sure that people are coming. But once again, it's how can you do it? You got to get involved. You got to brainstorm on what you can do. What are your talents that you can bring to the situation and be able to uplift not only the Catholic faith, the people around you, but change the world and do it in a way that makes the Catholic Church and the kingdom here flourish. Because that's what it's truly about. So once again, it's doing the research. What companies are going against us, what companies aren't, and let's figure out what we can do. Let's team up. Let's start to get together. The young adults out there, 20 to 40, 20, 45, whatever, we need to step up. That's what it comes down to. And I think that's why Catholicism is falling apart. We're letting our morals be compromised. I think that's the other thing I heard the other day is, unfortunately nowadays when they say you need a compromise, they most likely mean your morals and your values. And that's not what compromise is. Compromise isn't saying, okay, well, this is what I believe, but to get ahead, I'm not going to do this. I guess I got to set this aside. No, just as long as you're doing what is right, it's going to come back to you, right? You've got to understand that. Now, it might not get you as high as you want to be, but once again, God's going to place you where you need to be, where he needs you to be to go ahead and help build the kingdom. So there you go, something to think about, some thoughts. We need to start doing something as us young Catholics instead of just going to work, coming home, watching TV, doing whatever, right? The priest said in the homily yesterday, it's about joy, Jesus, others, and yourself. We are third. So let's figure out what we can do. We are third. Jesus, others, yourself. What can we do? Do your research. Figure out these companies out there that are supporting Catholic charities and things like that. Just now I started growing my beard, right? This thing's getting pretty big. There's a Catholic beard company, Catholic Beard Balm, specifically for that. And whenever you purchase it, a portion of it goes to a seminary. There's Catholic coffee. There's Catholic alcohol. There's Catholic everything, right? We've got to understand that we are here to create our own, in my opinion, they always talk about the New World Order. And the New World Order is always like, all the governments of the world wanting to come together. To me, the New World Order is Christianity, because what did God say? Right? Go out to all corners of the world and preach the good news. So to me, the New World Order is Christianity, and the peace and beauty and love of Christianity and Catholicism overtakes the entire globe. And it is a Christian society, a Catholic society, a society of peace and love. That's the New World Order. And that's what we need to figure out what we're doing. How are we helping that New World Order, the mission of Jesus, the mission of God, to be able to come to fruition? So once again, I hope this helps, gives you a lot to think about. Start researching how can you start a charity, start a foundation, join a charity, join a foundation, bring your gifts and talents to it to help it expand and to help it grow and to further the kingdom. So once again, I hope this helps. Don't forget to follow on social media. All the links are down below. The podcast as well. Subscribe to this channel. Share and like these videos.